There are a lot of different Foundry modules out there, each of which that does a separate thing. It's quite hard to weed through them all to find that diamond in the rough, that module you just cannot live without as a dungeon master. This is my list of top 5 need-to-have modules as a DM. Please note that this is all my opinion, my taste is different than yours, but please tell me in the comments what you would put as number 1. The first on the list is a simple module called Dice Tray. Once installed, this add-on does what it says, adding a small dice tray above the chat window. It adds the full assortment of dice, along with being able to add modifiers and advantage/disadvantage. Perfect for when you are using Foundry as a battle map and everything else besides the dice are on your player's person. To add dice, you hover over which dice you want, and then left click to select. To deselect, you do the same, but right click instead. It's a neat tool to have. My group and I mainly use it for small things that we forget to do, such as Song of Rest, Bard Inspiration, Guidance, and the like. I also use it for NPCs that I don't have sheets for whenever they come up. The next module is called One Page Parser. If you've been DMing for a while, you know how important it is to find ways to cut down the time it takes to prepare. This module leverages one of the best sites for DMs, One Page Dungeon. One Page Dungeon is a fantastic resource even outside of Foundry. It allows you with a few choices of certain keywords to randomly generate a dungeon. This random dungeon includes doors, both locked and secret, as well as a sentence or two of descriptions on certain rooms. I mainly generate a dungeon until one fits my idea or needs. Then I add my own descriptions of rooms, traps, puzzles, and monsters, using it more as a blueprint than a final product. One Page Parser then takes all of the base information and imports it into Foundry as a scene. To do so is quick and easy. First you export a .json and PNG of the dungeon you want, and save them somewhere Foundry can access it. Then launch your world, go to your scenes, and click the One Page Parser button. This will bring up a box asking for the previous 2 items. Select them and hit OK. This will generate a brand new scene, the map placed, walled, and ready for your inputs. This module seriously cuts down the prep time of having to think up a dungeon design, search through a variety of assets, or even make it in a dungeon draft. This saving of time allows you to then focus on the more important aspects of your dungeon, the encounters throughout it. Perfect Vision is an overhaul of the base Foundry's vision system. At its core, it changes vision more towards how the book describes it, making those that have dark vision see in grayscale unless there's a light source nearby. This greatly improves immersion and stops some of the I have dark vision crowd without personally having to remind them that they see in shades of gray and not in full color. This allows you then to add different types of puzzles to your encounters that are more on color than appearance, or make it harder to figure out what exactly was the hair color of that NPC they met in that dark alley. It also has a few other improvements such as GM vision, which allows the GM to see clearly in even the darkest scenes. It also has settings for 2nd edition Pathfinder, D&D 3.5, and even custom to set up your own vision. The penultimate must-have module for DMs is Convenient Effects. This little powerhouse is incredible for what it does. After setting it up correctly, it allows the reading of status effects such as poison, stun, blinded, and the like. After setting these statuses and icons, you'll then get a helpful note in the chat that tells you exactly what that status effect does, so you don't have to constantly look it up every time it's placed. Convenient Effects does more than just status effects as well. It can do a variety of spells, along with some class features like Bardic Inspiration, Rage, Reckless Attack, and Patient Defense. It also reminds you what exactly each status effect does when you remove it as well, so that you don't forget the rogue attacks at normal due to the restrained creature no longer being restrained. While it doesn't seem like much as a standalone, this module integrates extremely well with my top module for DMing. With it, almost all of these applications are automatically applied, so you save time. MIDI Quality of Life is in the top spot on the list. This mod allows you to automate one of the most tedious parts of running a Dungeons & Dragons game, the combat. Baseline MidiQoL allows you to automate attack rolls and saving throws, making it so you don't have to bring up the creature's sheet every single time. Targeting a creature and then rolling an attack causes MIDI to compare the roll to the creature's AC. If it hits, then the damage is rolled and automatically subtracted from the creature's hit points. This is also the same for Fireball. Everyone in the template automatically rolls saves, and passes take half damage, failures take full. It is even smart enough to check for resistances to the different damage types of D&D, including resistance to non-magical weapons. So no more whoops, my party killed these things too fast because I forgot to half their damage. Now, as I talked to before, MidiQoL has a great interaction with convenient effects. CE triggers certain flags in MidiQoL when placing status effects, which boils down to not having to remember, oh, I have advantage because he is prone, or having disadvantage because I'm poisoned, or it's a crit because I'm paralyzed. The biggest thing about MIDI is that its automation is fully customizable, allowing you to fine-tune just how much of it you want in your games. Those were my top 5 must-have modules. Which ones do you agree with? Which ones do you disagree with? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content and want to be alerted whenever I post more, make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time.